Well, I did say I wanted a new reel. That is a pretty good price. What do you say we try something here? I'm gonna offer this guy 20 bucks. See if he'll take it. Why not? Alright guys, just got back. Offered buddy 20 bucks and he's like, yeah, sure, sounds good, come and get it. Don't know why, he wanted to get rid of it. It's a great looking freaking reel. It's even got some line onto it. Looks like some fluorocarbon, probably not high test or anything, but good enough, good stuff. Now, I know I said with the Zebco, the reel on it was bunk and I wanted another reel. And I was looking on there for spinning reels on Kijiji. And the only one they had looked like it was from like the 1900s. And I didn't want to risk it for a biscuit and use that reel. Basically, I wanted something that, was from this time era. A little bit more modern. Just not as bunk as the reel that was on the Zebco. Because that 2.8 gear ratio, well, let's just say you ain't doing any top water action with that unless you reel it like you really want to reel it. Even with the jerk reel, garb. So, I know you're probably not supposed to use a casting, a Baitcaster on a collapsible rod, especially a cheap Zebco. But you know what? We're going to do it. And if it wrecks the rod, it wrecks the rod. That's the end of it. So, let's get you guys set up here. Alright, hook has been removed. Line has been cut. The Zebco shall be retired temporarily. A twist release. Yes, it is. Boom. Zebco. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for being a team player. Appreciate. Don't delegate. And welcome, Shimano. I don't know how expensive these reels are normally. I can't find anything on it online. I don't even know what the gear ratio is. But it definitely reels in faster than that other potato. So I say we should be okay. Oh yeah, tell me that doesn't look awesome. The Shimano friggin' collapsible Baitcaster, boys. As seen on TV. Or, as seen on YouTube, anyway. And we'll run you through here. Oh, we should go put a little doink on it. Take a rip down to Armstrong after. Because there'll be nobody out boating today after. Everybody's probably scared it's going to start raining again. It's windy out, but I'm sure we could put that little lure that I got on it. That little swim bait. Just go down there and go targeting doinks. I almost want to just clamp a weight on it and then just rip it down the backyard. That's friggin' sweet. Yeah, you can probably hear that wind out there. She's pretty hardcore. Last time I was at the bait shop, I picked this up for a couple bucks. Pretty cheap. They had it on the 50% off wall, so I paid like $5 for a little swim bait. Never got to play with it. Figured we'd give her a rip. Just a little round bill action. Little deep diver. Mind you, over there, that might not be a good idea to use that because pretty weedy, but hell, I don't think it's going to snag on anything. Well, it won't get stuck. It's going to snag on stuff, that's for sure. That, or I could set up my worm and hook method. Nah. Actually, what I might do, if I can find them, what I might do is put one of my swivel or quick releases on it. Cleared off all this space for table, and it's all full of junk. I love it. Gotta come over to my bike and use my bike as a table. I can use the bandsaw. That's good enough. Sorry for being way back here, guys. It wasn't my intent. That's too funny. This rod explodes. It's okay. It's okay. This was probably the cheapest solution for a reel that I could find, guys, for this problem I'm having with the Zebco and the awesome retrieve speed. Because I went on Canadian Tire. I was like, maybe I'll just go on Canadian Tire or Walmart or even one of the local bait shops and get a reel. But the local bait shops want so much money for stuff because they know that people are buying it and they can't get it back in stock because COVID's just cocked over the programs on getting stuff. This is not easy to do when your rod's collapsed. So far I've been making these knots where you just do a couple wraps around. I saw it on some fishing channel. I think it was maybe Pig Patrol. I don't know. One of the guys does this. Then all you do is you take your tag end here and you fire it through the hoop in the back. If you can get it to fire through the hoop in the back. Then when you have it, grab onto this end here. Always wet your line. And then you just pull it down. Then she'll cinch on there. She's on there good. Easiest freaking knot ever. Way better than the multiple granny knots I used to do. So if anybody's wondering, this is the Shimano B100A Baitcaster. Yeah, it's a Baitcaster. It's got ball bearing internals. Doesn't say how many bearings. Just says ball bearing Shimano B100A. Pretty simple. You got your magnetic brake on the side here. Previous person had it set to 8. Basically, you set this here. Like, that's one thing people don't like about Baitcasters is the configurations. I've been doing a lot of research on them because all the videos I watch, people are using these to basically scan water. So it's pretty simple. You got your brake. Your brake is basically what's going to slow down the reel when you're casting. So when, like on a regular spinning wheel, you don't got to worry about brake. When the bait hits the water, it slows down, which usually causes a backlash in your line. What the brake is designed to do is to put some sort of a tension on the spool so that when the bait does hit the water, it doesn't send a friction force back and cause it to keep unwinding. It'll basically stop that. And then on this side here, you obviously have your reel. You have your, this right here is your, what the frig, drag. So your drag's like you can pull the line out. Well, I got it probably set too high right now, but normally you can just grab the line and pull it out. And I think if you're fighting a heavy fish with low test line, you kind of want to high test. You want to turn your drag down so that you're able to keep the fish on the line, tire them out, and then gradually get them in. And then this dial right here, this is your tension. So let's go ahead and rig the line up with stupid here. Let's actually set this rod up to full extension, and I'll show you basically what I learned on calibrating a Baitcaster. Now this definitely does look ridiculous. I will not lie about that. This looks stupid. Okay, I definitely need to turn my drag down up because I just pulled that out with the limited ease. So let's go ahead here. We'll just lean that up. And yes, guys, I always talked about wanting a Baitcaster. Oh man, I want a Baitcaster. Just because I see all these guys on YouTube just ripping them around and it looks fun. But I didn't want to pay the price that like Canadian Tire or the Outfitters or even Amazon for like a real high-end setup because I'm just an amateur. So when I went on last night and I was looking for a spinning reel, a cheap spinning reel, there was nothing on Facebook Marketplace that was appealing. Everything was old and crusty, and it's like, obviously not going to rip this down the back. Oh wow, it's sunny out. Obviously not going to rip this down the backyard because I'll never get it back. Oh, I'm like, why was it so easy to pull the line out? I had the button pressed. That would do it. So, I don't know if you guys can see right now, but basically, I press the button. That guy should drop. He's not dropping. So all you do is you back off your tension here. The part where he starts to drop. And that's pretty much where you want it. We can probably back it off a little bit more. Oh, that feels so much nicer than what it was. Probably back it off just a little bit more. And this is the problem with Baitcasters, is every time you change your lure or the weight changes on the end of the line, you have to do this. One thing I also like about this reel is she's a lot lower profile than the Zebco reel. Like as far as where it stands on the rod, way lower profile, so it fits in the bag a lot nicer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I just wanted to show you how to tune it. And it's like that for anything you're going to pitch. So if you have any heavy weights or any jig heads, or every time you change your bait on a casting reel, you need to recalibrate, you need to resync it. Otherwise, you're going to get bird's nests and you're going to get explosions. It's going to be bad. So just remember that. If you don't want to deal with that hassle, that's why they make spinning rods. But I've been wanting to try a Baitcaster on the cheap. $20 is pretty damn cheap if you ask me for a Shimano. So, nice. Alright guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me because it's kind of windy out, and due to that there's going to be a little bit of a change in plans for today's fishing video where we're going to test out the Zebco. So let's get to the spot. Originally I was going to bike down to Armstrong, but yeah guys, that's right, we're down here at the river. It's pretty brutal out there, you can tell, but it's not too bad in here. It's windy. I don't know what that's going to do. So we might stand over here and drill some casts out that way and let them float down. But I brought the spinning rod and I brought the Baitcaster, so we'll see how they play out. This reel here, after looking it up, it looks like it's an older reel, which is probably why the kid was selling it, because he just didn't like it or whatever the case may be. But it's not a newer reel. Back in the day they sold for about 60-70 bucks. It was like the low end of the Shimano line of Baitcasters. But you know what, that's fine. 20 bucks for a Baitcaster to get this rod back up and running. Some people say they like them for flipping these types of setups. Let's just see how well it goes on the Lavaz River. First things first, you got to extend it out. I'm so used to having the eye-rings on the bottom, not on the top. And it turns out this is not even a spinning rod. This is an actual multi-purpose rod, spinning and casting combo. Because they sell these rods, these Zebco rods, exact same rod I have now, with a spin caster. Not a bait caster, spin caster. If you're wondering what a spin caster is, that's the one that you give kids who want to learn how to fish. Theoretically, I should probably have one of those, because holy crap. It's the one with the button that you press it, and then it will start doing fishing things. Alright, so we're going to have to hook a bait up to this. Looks like somebody chopped a chunk of the picnic table out here, perfect for holding rods. Now I didn't bring the little tackle box, I brought my big bag, and I don't know what we're going to put on here. We're going to try and avoid jigs. I do have the worms in the cooler, so we might go a hook and a weight at some point. Just going to move the ugly stick over here and see what we got to play with today. So we got some top water, which will be bad in the wind. I may try this here dollar store bait. It sinks as you crank it. I was chatting with Where's Bobby, and he was suggesting something along the lines of this is a good choice to use. He's been pulling bass off of these. This is a spinner bait. I'm not sure where the hook hooks onto though. It doesn't really show much of where to tie off on. I'm pretty sure you don't tie off on this spoon on the end. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. This one here came with, friend gave me that one. I don't think I have any others like it. So let's just, we'll try this jobby for now. We had a wicked thunderstorm last night. I set up the GoPro in the window, but it didn't quite do it justice. A couple bolts of lightning, but it looked like heat lightning. So I didn't keep the footage. Just scrapped it, just garb. All right, so we're all hooked up here. Now, once again, I'm so used to having the thing underneath, you reel it up, press the button, see how it drops. It's good. All right, let's cast it out there and see if we bird's nest. Okay, that was bad. Yeah, we got our first snag on grass. Okay, I'm gonna try an overhead swing. This wind is pretty brutal. I wonder if as soon as you press the button, oh, that starts. Okay, so if we go, oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to get used to that. Yep. Okay. Oh, and we got our first bird's nest. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to bait cast. Wow, this is bad, boys. Okay, well, let's get the bait back up here. I'm gonna have to definitely do some practice with this. All right, let me get this all straightened out and I'll tune back in, because I made a freaking mess of things. Oh yeah, that is not good. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, as I'm sitting here trying to fix my shit, it decided to become like a tropical storm outside. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this video today. Like, Jesus Murphy, this freaking wind is ridiculous. It's moving my cooler. Might have to call her, boys. I'm trying to tie off my line and I'm getting blown around. Yeah, you know what I can't do right now? I can't tie a line to save my life. Guys, we're calling it. It's probably not as busy or as windy down there, but the problem is there's tons of people down there launching kayaks, and so there's nowhere to really go. Like, you can't be fishing when people are launching kayaks. You hook a kid and that's a problem. This video is gonna be put on hold until the weather frigs off that, and I gotta buy some more line because the line that's on there is that, or take the line off of it and do it right. No, I should just replace the line. Who knows how old it is. All right, let's go home. Well guys, it's another day and I want to try the Baitcaster reel on that freaking rod again. You want to go outside? Yeah, he does. So I'll take the dog out too. Now guys, from what I gather, this whole idea of putting a Baitcaster on a spinning rod is not advisable because apparently Baitcasters have different rings in them, or different eyelets where the line goes through. And the worst part is I got a Baitcaster on a telescopic rod that's only 5 feet. Your average Baitcaster 6'6". So that's going to cause some conflicts too. Man, there's a lot of wildlife back here. What I'm going to do is I attached the weight to the end. I did this here off camera. I don't have new line for the Baitcaster, which is kind of a problem as well. The problem with getting new line is with friggin' COVID-19 in full effect, getting anything is near impossible. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up, and we're going to try a couple casts down the yard. Let's go ahead and extend this rod. See, on a traditional Baitcaster, you'd have a lot more eye rings than what I have here, but I was told there's 2 problems with the way I was casting it. So one of the ways you can cast it apparently is, but not like that. I need to put my thumb on it. I didn't do that right. As the side hook and toss. See how it's going sideways on me? It ends up over there. I guess I'm letting go of the spool a little too soon. Let's try a left-handed shot. That's not too bad. The other one I never understood was when they cast overhand. Like when I try to do one of these, it literally lands, like it lands right in front of me. It's right there. So that's not really that far away. It's only like maybe 4 feet away. So I don't understand. I'm not getting backlash when I cast like that. Like it's holding out. I just don't understand how they get so much distance on those overheads. That went good. That went out there. Oh, that went sideways. Every time I fire it over there, in the weedy area, by the weedy area I mean the mossy area, it gets snagged. So, all right. There we go. I can't believe all the snags are getting down there. So many fish in my lawn. Okay guys, I think this leaves only one thing left to do. Is a Baitcaster on a telescopic rod a smart idea? Still going to go with hard no for this setup. However, there is a company called Cast King, and they actually sell a telescopic Baitcaster. And I thought that was kind of neat because ever since I started watching the fishing videos, it's all you ever see is people playing with these things, these Baitcaster reels. You know, they got like Abu Garcias and Shimano's and all these expensive ones, and then you got Lojo. He's sitting there and he's testing out all the stupid ones like the budget entry level kind. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just getting ready because we're going fishing, boys. We're gonna take this set up to the wall. That's right. But you know, I always see these guys and like they're standing on their kayaks out in the water, you know, going down some river. Or there was actually Ace Videos. He was standing on one of those paddle boards, and he was going down a river, and he's just sitting there, just drilling out his freaking Baitcaster, just sending it out there nonstop. trying to catch whatever the heck he could catch. And he was like really covering a lot of water with it because it's so quick. Like with a spinning reel, you can't really, like you bring it back in, then you got to like click it open and send it back out. Click it open, send it back out. Where with a Baitcaster, you bring it back in, you click that button, put your thumb on it, fire it out. Put your thumb on it, fire it out. You can just sit there and you saw me just drilling casts, and I'm an amateur. I'm not even an amateur. I'm like whatever's worse than an amateur. I guess that's just called worse than an amateur. But it worked. So I don't know. Let's get the dog back inside. We're gonna have to go get some gas. Come on, stupid. Wow. He actually got trapped on a weed. I really got to do something with that. It's pretty bad that I got to like take weeds out because my dog gets stuck. It'd be awesome if I actually owned a dog and not a barking hamster. So I need to go get some worms. I got to get some gas for the truck too because she's got a quarter of a tank. We got some shit we got to get done before we head down to the wall. So let's just pitter patter and have at her, head down there, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, people, we made it to the wall. We are here. I almost stepped on a mother of all bullfrogs back there. I don't know if you saw that. That's why I stopped abruptly. Holy crap, I've never seen them that big on the trail before, but I've never been here during the day either. I have no idea what the fishing is going to be like today. Probably shit. Probably be better if we were out there in Big Blue, but we don't have a boat yet. Don't know when we're going to get one. But the way things are going, it'll probably be 2072 by the time I finally afford one. But let's go ahead, set up the Zebco, see if we can catch a fish. Alright guys, we're just going to run a simple little stick bait here on a Texas rig. Nothing too fancy. We got it set up right now. It slowly drops. Can't really back off the brake any more than that. That's about all we get. So, let's see if we can send it out there. Oh, that was horrible. Not used to fishing weightless. I've been casting around that. Casting around that heavy weight. Just see if this wants to sink any. I think I should have put a split shot on here. Maybe a split shot and a hook. Once again, I don't know if there's any fish out today. You can see pretty much down to the rocks. I wonder how this here would fare with some top water action. Maybe we'll load it up with, I know it's not the ideal condition being the fall, but let's see how well this will do with a little bit of top water instead of this friggin' crappy Senko. Guys, new idea. We're gonna drop this thing on it. It's a little crankbait. Kind of want to build one of these myself. Could be kind of fun. All right, let's go ahead and set it up. I know this thing dives hard, and it's got pretty good action. It's a Rapala, so it better friggin' have good action. Alright, let's see if we can send this pig out there. I like how its bum wiggles. That's funny. This is going to be a sweet setup come next spring. Especially if I bird's nest it like I just did because I got too excited. I just cocked over that. Oh my god. Got so excited. Got so excited.
So baitcasters are great if you're fishing with crankbaits. Looks like I'm getting way out there. That's pretty good. I say it's pretty good. You guys are probably like, holy crap, Adam, get a real rod. I can imagine that with a real setup. This would be pretty deadly. Well, I've seen it online. It's pretty deadly. I've seen people catching tons of shit with it. Right now, it's the fall, so... Look, I'm getting her out there. I can't cast that far with my regular rod. I guarantee you I hook this bait up to my spin cast, or my spinning setup, and I won't get it out there as far. Oh, looks like I found some cabbage, boys. First catch of the day. Some celery. Celery of the lake. See, this type of a setup in a pond, you'd probably get some pretty good action. But like the amount of times I can cast back to back to back to back, like you can't really do this with a spin caster. This is what makes bait casting so awesome for covering a lot of water. I actually really like this setup. Well, I don't like this setup. This is stupid. Zebco collapsible rod on a Shimano friggin' bait caster is probably the dumbest thing I ever decided to do in the history of dumb things I've done. I got the thumb technique down. Took me a lot of YouTube videos to watch to figure this out. I think we got her, boys. Like, we're gonna bird's nest. We're gonna cock over cast every once in a while. It's the way she goes. It's the name of the game. We're doing pretty good. I didn't see the bait hit the water and me friggin' bird's nested. That's just something new. That's the name of the game with this type of a setup. But is it fun? Shit, you bet your skippy it's fun. When it's not super windy out and hurricane weather. Yeah, she's friggin', this is a blast. Casting like so many times. But I guess the real question that you guys want to know is it a good idea to put a baitcaster on a collapsible Zebco rod? I'm gonna say no. No, it's not a good idea. Fun to try, but I can imagine if I had the proper setup that I'd be able to send this out there so much harder. Like, that's pretty sweet though. That's gotta be, for this little shitty 5-foot setup, and that's probably not even a 5-footer. Yeah, it's a 5-footer. So for this little shitty 5-foot setup, to be able to throw out that far, like, I don't know if you guys are seeing where it's landing, because I can't see what you see. But the fact that it's actually getting out there that far, that's not too bad. I got a hang of this casting thing with this now. This is not too bad. A lot of people made it sound like it's really rough. I was intimidated out on the first day, but what can I say? I was trying to use this damn thing during a hurricane. Okay, it wasn't a hurricane, it was just a windstorm. I can see myself having fun with this here on a river, sitting on a canoe, or that's the watercraft that I'm aiming for now, guys, is a canoe. Why? Because you can put a trolling motor on it, like a little 3 to 5 horse, and I can easily use my truck to haul it around without needing a trailer. That or one of those little plastic boats. Yeah, I got this down to a science now. This is not too bad. I ain't no pro baitcaster, but I can definitely send it. So some of the tips that I was given for setting this thing up is, if you're going to cast and it's doing this, see how it's shot out to the side there? Basically, the problem you're having is that your tension here is pinned. You got that set too high, so it's the spool isn't releasing fast enough for the, like, it wants more wire than the spool is going to give it. So it causes like a boom, and then the lure stops going straight and will automatically veer off to the side. Like if I'm casting from left to right, it's going to end up going that way. If I'm casting from right to left, it's going to end up going that way. So that's something you got to keep in mind. If that's happening, back this off, your tension a bit, you'll be fine. The other thing is your brakes. I'm running at 5 brakes. I can probably turn it up a bit. And always keep your thumb on the spool. Like, don't feather it. Like, you don't need to like hold it down. But like you'll see here, this is all tips that I got online, guys. It's not stuff that I'm no pro. This is my research. I'm just bringing it back to you. You'll see here, I press the button here. I got my thumb on the spool. So right now that spool, if I were to release it right now, she's gonna start to drop. Okay? So you put your thumb there, click it down, bring it back, and right when you're at the end of your cast, I usually let go right here, and then quick flick, and then it's gone. Just boom shakalaka, eh? And don't do what I did there. I took my thumb off it, I wasn't feathering. I'm lucky I didn't bird's nest when I hit the water. I am so lucky on that. Now with live bait, I don't ever see people using bait casters. God, I love these stupid derpy looking things. These head and torpedoes, they're hilarious. So now that we got something new on there, once again, you need to bring it up, press the button, see if it drops. Okay, we're good. We're actually calibrated. Is this one here the one having the tail problem? Yeah, we'll have to take it easy on it. Send it out there and see how it goes. That was just a light cast. Oh, apparently there's a piece of cabbage in it. How the hell did that happen already? You know what? This top water actually works pretty good too. So that's what I want to do, is I want to go pond fishing. Let's go over here. So that's another thing with the casting rod, your handle back here is a lot longer, right? And this one here is tiny as frig. It probably would have been smarter if I would have cut through the pathway, but frig it. These shoes are not known for their traction, but usually there's bass hanging out in the grass over here, so let's just send it out, see if we can piss something off. This is where the kids always catch their rock bass anyway. I can't believe how far I can cast with this stupid little dinky setup. This is too good, guys. Like, heaven forbid I catch a fish, because anything over a pound, like I said, is going to collapse this Zebco like a twig. But, like, this is stupid good. Okay. Apparently I just completed 150 something moments. I don't know what the hell that's all about. I left my shit unattended and there's people coming in and out of here all the time, so I just want to make sure that nobody's dicking with it. That's a pretty sweet beach there. Might as well fish this entire area. See if we can stir up some nonsense. You see him over there, little torpedo coming to us. Doopy doopy doopy, baby bass doo 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 doo, baby bass doo 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 doo, baby bass doo 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 doo, baby bass. It's a baby bass. Perfect. That's exactly where I sort of wanted it. I don't know, that's kind of fun, but I think that's more pond fishing than lake fishing, and I could be wrong, guys. Like I said, I am no pro. I just started fishing in July, so you know, you tell me. You tell me. Make sure there's no frogs in the ground. I don't want to step on the poor little guys. They have a right to do frog things, just like I have a right to do human things. Poor little fellers, just trying to be frogs. I'm actually surprised the frogs are out because it's been cold the past couple nights. I figured they'd be like doing whatever frogs do when they hibernate. But all right, there we go. So once again, is it a good idea to set up your Zebco collapsible rod with a Baitcaster? You can. It's probably not smart, but you totally can. So I'm going to run this setup for a while and just play around with it. There's a couple ponds I want to go visit by Fat Bike, and I figure this with some good crankbaits and some other baits, maybe we might be able to catch a fish. Could be kind of fun someday. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what you do. You click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. If you have any pro tips, anything else that I'm missing about bait casting, by all means, let me know in the comments below. I can use all the advice that you can offer. And I'm trying to learn this sport just like anybody else getting into a new sport. I got some Pantene pros out there that can shed some freaking tips on all this. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, live to win, never give in. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.